there singing and dancing and telling this story.
Great. Look forward to it. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, be sure to go online right now and get them if there's any left.
I don't have my tickets yet. I need my tickets first. I have some friends that want to come. I'm like, I don't even know if I have tickets for the show yet, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. And, we're going to get to the Twitter questions, but one thing that everyone wants to know is what is your plan for new music, whether your own music or you're with your brothers, or have you thought about a new album, or have you thought about actually, or are you just working behind the scenes now?
Well, at the start to this year, I really met with the team and I said I want to make writing and producing my main focus this year. After, about 5 years of touring and releasing records with my brothers, and I'm enjoying each moment of that, I felt like it was kind of time for me to take a step back and sort of do all this behind the scenes, and really kind of work with other artists and enjoy that experience. And as far as plans go for me as a solo artist to release any music, I'm not really sure. I'm excited for my brother Joe and his record coming out. His single's just out, and it's amazing. I love it. The record as a whole is great, and I want that to have the proper window it deserves. So I feel like that is a conscious thought in the back of my mind. But if I start to feel like I want to go back into artist land anytime soon, there's so much music in my heart, that I'm willing and excited to get it out there and hopefully make a great piece of art.
Cool. Okay, let's get to some of the fan questions.
Cool.
This one is from It's Giselle, and we talked about this a little bit, but she says, can you tell us about anything of what you're doing in the Beat Lab? You make various tweets here and there saying that, you're in the lab, you're working on stuff. Is this the collaborative stuff that you've been doing with other artists?
Yeah, the Beat Lab is just my way of saying the studio. Studio sounds a bit boring to me. But yeah, basically just working with different people every day. Getting in there and either writing or producing tracks for different people. And, really enjoying that experience. And the Beat Lab is a creative place, a laboratory of beats.
You also you wrote a song for Charisse that was used on Glee. Is that right?
Yeah, it was used in a campaign for AccuV Contacts. It was a really interesting project that I was kind of given, and I was approached by AccuV, and they said we have this whole campaign revolving around one day, and Charisse will be singing the song. We don't have the song. Would you write it? And so I took some time to think about how I could creatively tie in one day into the song, and worked with these two guys in Nashville, really great writers, and we wrote the song, and they heard it, loved it, and then she came in and sang it, and it turned out really great. I'm really excited about it, and I think she's got a bright future ahead of her as well. Obviously such an incredible voice, and with I think the right song, she could have a really long career.
So it seems like you're working with a really interesting group of people between Charisse, Mario, Grace, and Chance, just a very diverse group. How do you decide who the right people are for you to collaborate with? What is it that you look for?
Well, I think I'm still in that learning process. I think that I don't have a specific sound that I stay in, or that I necessarily feel like I strive in. It's sort of an overall music experience, in the sense that I like adapting my style of writing to whoever I'm working with. And if it's Mario, for instance, it's going to be an R&B track, and that's an amazing experience to dig into that and really go deep in that. And then if it's Grayson, it's going to be a pop rock, pop track, and it's all about what feels right in that moment, and where the artist leads. So it's a fun journey, but it's definitely different.
There are songs that, do you sometimes start writing a song for someone else and then sort of say, I think that I'm going to keep this for myself, like this doesn't look too good to give away?
Well, that's the thing is I've heard both sides to this ongoing internal battle that I have, which is I've written some songs and I've gone, I think I might want to back pocket this for myself when I'm ready to, release some music on my own or with my brothers or whatever. And then, I've written with some people that have said, don't hold on to a song for too long. And it was sort of this, epiphany that I had that you really can't. Because when you write a song, it's supposed to be written right then. For some reason, that song comes to you in that moment. And I feel like it's supposed to be out there once it's in the world. Once it's been created, it then deserves to be able to be out. And so if if the artist comes along and if I feel like it's the right fit, then yeah, definitely I'm excited for people to record the songs. But there are some that I have like a bit of an internal battle with, and there's a couple right now that I'm starting to feel that with. But it's all about just what's right,
Right.
for the song.
Cool. Here's a question from Valeria. If you had to put writing songs, performing, and producing in order of what you love more, what would it be?
So what were the options again?
We've got writing songs, performing, and producing.
I don't know. It's gonna sound like a terrible answer.
From, like,
yeah, but it's
where you're at.
seasons. Yeah, it's I think once I've toured for 3 months, I've been away from home and friends and things, then I'm ready to go write and record and enjoy that, and then it's all about just a constant cycle of whatever's right. And I've been in this kind of writing and producing mode now for about 6-7 months. However, it's also continually changing. New people, new ideas every day, and the new environments to create in. Los Angeles is a great place to create, but different areas of the world that really provide for different sounds and inspiration and things. So it's always changing. It's just about adapting.
Alexandra wants to know, what do you think of the solo project of your brother? What do you think about your brother's solo project? His first single dropped pretty recently last week. It's getting great response. And you said you heard the album. What do you think about it? And were you at all involved in the process, or was that completely Jeff?
I'm really proud of him because I feel like he really took his time on this. And from an artist perspective, I think that he's got a lot for a long time that he's wanted to say. Some things that he talks about on this record, but does a beautiful job of making it just as great a song as it is a story. I feel like, and I think a lot of the time we think they're one and the same, but I think they're two separate things. And if you can create a song that tells the story and then is a great song on its own, even if you're not relating to the specific issue he's talking about as an artist, then it's beautiful. And the whole record as a whole piece of art is brilliant. And the single, I heard that, and it came at the 11th hour. It was literally right towards the end, and we were on our way of all things to go play paintball with a group of friends, and he was in the studio till 4 with Chris, and they worked on it, and he came in and was so jazzed. It was like 8 in the morning, so he was a bit delirious, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is the song that you've been waiting for. And just to see that it's out now and this response has been so positive is a great thing, and I'm really proud of him.
Cool. M. Wallace 240s and are going to Chicago to see him perform this weekend.
I have sides. I might be back in LA doing some recording with somebody. A really exciting project that I'm not able to speak about yet, but that it's a song that I've connected with as an artist on a really personal level, and I feel like it's one of those that I was speaking about where you have to kind of let it go. And it is like children. I feel like it would be, a parent letting their kid go their first day of school. It's kind of how I feel about my songs sometimes.
Right.
And this one is one of those. But the artist could really make it something great. And so, we'll see. I hope I can make it out to the show, but I'm not sure if I will. But I'll be cheering them on from LA regardless.
Okay, cool. Interesting question from Miss Medical Term 27, who wants to know, what's it like to know that you're an inspiration to people everywhere? And I find it interesting because, sort of being a role model and being an inspiration really isn't something that you signed up to, to be make music, but this has sort of come along with the territory of you becoming popular, being who you are. So,
how do you feel about that, and how do you sort of deal with that, and just sort of being an everyday person?
Well, I really appreciate your outlook on that, because that's accurate. I feel like when you sign up for a career in music, you don't necessarily sign up for all that comes with it. I think if you're a wise person, you go into it knowing that that's going to happen and accepting it. And that's something that I've really done and really enjoyed, is having an opportunity to say to people that are fans of my music and what I do that I'm not perfect, and I never will be, but I live a life that hopefully is encouraging and inspiring for them in a way, in both my career and in my personal life and my struggles with diabetes and other areas where I feel like, they really can look at as inspiration. It's a really beautiful thing, and I think our fans are very very passionate, obviously, but they have a real understanding of when we're happy and when we're not. And it's this beautiful connection we have because they are so invested. But it's good to be able to use that as a kind of way to connect with them, and I feel like they're the best fans in the world.
Okay. Great. We have time for a couple more questions. Here's one from Ronald Bob, who says, I know that you're a basketball fan. Are you watching the NBA Finals to win?
Ronald Bob is an amazing name, by the way. Yes, I am watching. I was out of the country for a little while, so I couldn't catch the first couple games. But since I've been back, I've been able to do. It's intense. It's a really intense season. And I knew at the beginning of the season come down to this. People were saying it's going to be the Spurs because we're untouchable, but I knew, I was like, it's going to be the Mavs and the Heat. Like, there's no way. It's not. I live in Texas, so I'm going for the Mavs. They don't really have a battle team, to be honest, but I'm sort of struggling because I think I know that the Heat's going to win it. It's sort of just unstoppable in a way, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think everyone sort of knows that, but we're kind of like in that.
Yeah, I mean, when Dirk's on, it's a wrap. But then you got LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, so it's sort of a tough one.
Right. All right. And last question, Nania Jonas, really?
Maybe.
Nania Jonas wants to know, how do you see yourself 10 years? What will you be doing? So, are you working behind the scenes with other artists, or?
I think there's two areas, of my life that I kind of play out in the way that I hope that would. As far as career side of things, I hope I'm wherever I'm supposed to be. Is I'm supposed to be doing in that moment, and the stars will line up and it'll be exactly right. I hope, as long as I'm in that spot when I need to be. But if that's more touring with my brothers or writing more records, writing for other people, whatever it is, I just hope it's the right thing at the right time. And then on the personal front, just to be happy, and live a life that is fulfilling and blessed and encouraged and all that. Be a really nice thing.
Fantastic. Well, Nick, I want to thank you very much once again for joining us. Thank you
you
for watching at home. Be sure to go to chewysupercom to get all the information about the contest. Submissions begin tomorrow. And look forward to seeing who the superstar becomes and who you choose.
We'll see. It'll be an interesting journey.
All right. Thanks again.
Thanks so much.
If you want to watch again, we're going to be playing this live Q&A one more time. So in case you missed any questions at the beginning, stay tuned. There's more to come.
I want some